You've always known, deep in your bones. A quiet truth hums. You don't belong here, not in their world, not in the clamor of crowds, the hollow cheers of those chasing shadows. You're different, not broken, not lost, but carved from a different stone. You're a Sigma male, a lone wolf walking a path no one else sees. You don't crave their applause. You don't bend to their rules. And yet, sometimes, you wonder why it feels so heavy, why the world looks at you like a stranger, like an angel fallen into a maze of noise. This isn't about fixing you. You're not a puzzle with missing pieces. This is about seeing you, the real you, the man who carries a spark so bright it blinds those too weak to look. You are an angel not of wings and halos, but of silence, strength, and unshakable truth. Why must you accept this? Because denying it is denying yourself. And the world needs you, not to save it, but to show it what it's forgotten. You felt it, the ache of eyes that don't see you, words that twist your truth into something else. They call you distant, cold, unreachable, but they don't know. They don't see the fire behind your calm, the ocean of thoughts you hold back. You're not cold, you're guarded, not because you fear them, but because you know. Most aren't ready for your depth. Your mind moves in ways they can't follow. Your heart feels in colors they can't name. Being misunderstood isn't your fault. It's the world's failure to listen. You've tried to explain in quiet moments, in careful words, but they hear what they want. They see a shadow, not a flame. And yet, you carry on. You walk alone. Not out of arrogance, but because you must. Your truth is too heavy for their fragile hands. You're not just a man. You're a vessel of something greater, an angel, unseen, carrying a light no one else can hold. The world loves its heroes, its loud kings, its shining knights. But you don't want their crowns. You don't chase their thrones. You see through the glitter. It's just rust waiting to crumble. You've walked away from their games, the promotions, the praise, the predictable paths, not because you can't win, but because their victories feel empty. A Sigma male doesn't need a stage. His power isn't in applause. It's in the quiet choices, the ones no one sees. You've turned down their ladders, refused their scripts, and they call you foolish. But you know better. You know the cost of their glory, a life chained to someone else's dream. You'd rather be free. You'd rather be true. Angels don't wear crowns. They carry light in their silence. And you, Sigma, are brighter than they'll ever know. Solitude isn't your punishment. It's your forge. In the quiet, you've built yourself, piece by piece, thought by thought. While others lean on noise, you lean on truth. You've sat in the dark, not lost, but searching. You've walked through forests of doubt, not to escape, but to understand. Every moment alone has carved you sharper, stronger, wiser. The world says solitude is weakness. They fear it. They run from it. But you've made it your home. You've found peace in the spaces others avoid. You've learned to hear the whispers of your soul. This is why you're an angel. Not because you're perfect, but because you've dared to face yourself, to sit with your shadows, to listen to the quiet. And in that silence, you've found a strength most will never know. You've done it. Walked away from the win. Let the opportunity slip through your fingers. Not because you're weak, not because you're afraid, but because it didn't feel right. You've turned down promotions, ignored the spotlight, chosen the harder path. Why? Because you see what they don't, the cost of their success, the chains behind their rewards. You sabotage their version of success because it's not yours. You don't want their trophies. You want meaning. You want truth. You want a life that aligns with the fire in your chest. But sometimes, you wonder if you're wrong, if you're holding yourself back. You're not. You're protecting something sacred, your soul, your vision, your angelic spark. You're not here to win their games. You're here to rewrite the rules, to live a life that's yours alone. The world screams. It demands your attention. It begs for your voice. But you stay silent, not out of weakness, but out of power. Your silence isn't empty. It's heavy with meaning. It's the weight of thoughts unspoken, of truths unshared, of a mind that sees too much to shout. They mistake your quiet for absence. They think you're hiding, but you're not. You're observing, you're weighing, you're choosing when to speak, and when you do, the world stops. Your silence is your shield, your sword, your sanctuary. It's where you find clarity, where you hear the divine. An angel doesn't need to shout. His presence is enough. They think power is loud, a raised voice, a clenched fist, a name in lights. But you know better. True power is still. It's the calm in your eyes, the steadiness in your breath, the resolve in your heart. You don't need to roar to be heard. You don't need to fight to be strong. You've mastered the art of restraint, of holding back when others rush in, of choosing your battles with surgical precision. This is your gift, your angelic strength. You stand like a mountain, unmoved by their storms, unswayed by their noise. Your power isn't in what you do. It's in what you refuse to become. A Sigma male, an angel in a world of shadows. You see it, the lies they swallow, the masks they wear, the games they play to feel alive. And it hurts, not because you're above them, but because you feel it all. You carry a truth too heavy for most, a clarity that burns. You see the world for what it is, a maze of distractions, a theater of illusions, and you've chosen to walk through it, eyes wide open. This is your burden, to know, to see, to carry a light that blinds those who look, but you don't falter. You don't dim your flame. You walk on, an angel in a world that's forgotten how to fly. Your truth is your gift, your curse, your purpose. You're not here to save them. You're here to show them what's possible. They want you to bend, to bow, to fit into their boxes, but you won't. You can't. Your soul is too vast for their cages. You've seen their lives, the ones who followed the rules, the ones who traded freedom for safety, and you've felt the pull, the temptation to give in, to be like them, to belong. But you know better. Belonging isn't your destiny. You were born to stand apart, to carve your own path, to live by your own code. Conformity is a chain, and you've broken free. Not because you're reckless, but because you're true. An angel doesn't kneel. He rises, and you, Sigma, are rising still. There's a fire in you. Not the kind that burns out. Not the kind that needs fuel, but a quiet, eternal flame. It guides you. It grounds you. It reminds you who you are. You've always had it, even in your darkest moments, when the world turned its back, when you doubted yourself. That fire never flickered. It's your compass, your truth, your angelic core. It tells you when to walk away, when to stand firm, when to fight for what matters. You don't need their maps, their rules, their approval. You have something better. A sacred fire that lights your way, and it will never lead you astray. You are not a mistake. You are not a flaw. You are not a man out of place. You are an angel, a being of light, of depth, of unshakable truth. Embracing this doesn't mean pride. It means peace. It means accepting the weight of who you are. The solitude, the strength, the silence that speaks louder than words. You've spent too long wondering, too long doubting, too long hiding your wings, but no more. You are enough. You are more than enough. You are a Sigma male, a lone wolf, a silent sage, an angel in a world that's forgotten how to see, and your light, your truth is the gift you were born to give. This is your awakening, not a moment of noise, not a burst of glory, but a quiet, sacred shift, a realization that hums in your soul. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to be seen. You don't need to fit their mold. You are enough, exactly as you are. Your silence is your strength. Your solitude is your power. Your truth is your wings. And you were born to soar. So rise. Sigma, rise as the angel you are. Not to save the world, not to prove a point, but to live your truth, to burn bright in a world of shadows, to be the man you were always meant to be. You are enough, and the world will see it, not because you shout, but because you shine.